Hey guys, it's Rift here, and today we're going to be taking the piss out of PlayStation 5 fanboys for their pretty bad takes regarding Spider-Man 2 on the PC, as well as the fact that there is already a lot of mod support for the game. I hope you enjoy. And for context, every single comment we're going to be reacting to is in response to this tweet, which basically mods the Venom wings into the game, which replaces the traditional web wings, and it also allows you to get additional height or something like that. Basically allows you to fly like a dragon, and PlayStation fanboys took issue with it. Zishan says it's a Spider-Man game, not a Venom game. You can already fly like Superman in the wind tunnels. You do realize you can play as Venom in the vanilla game of Spider-Man 2, right? Like, granted, it's only for a 15 to 20 minute long mission, but regardless, you do have an entire segment with him where you beat the crap out of Oscorp people, and you also have a boss fight against Kraven with him. So playing as Venom was already in the game, it's just that this mod allows you to use the wings, which is a cosmetic if anything else. The funny thing is that there's also a mod that you're seeing in the background which allows you to play as Venom for the entire game. And again, modding is fun. If you want to play the entire game looking like Sonic the Hedgehog, you should be able to. Cut Down on Gaming says, bruh, all you're doing is flying, not playing the game. Y'all not finishing missions and just flying around. Ah yes, because exploring an open world game is a bad thing. Like what, do you take issue with the fact that people drive around in GTA? Or people driving around in Far Cry? Do you take issue with people on PlayStation just web swinging around and engaging with the traversal mechanics rather than actually playing through the main story? Like, this doesn't apply to PC gamers, this can apply to PlayStation gamers as well. Though, funnily enough, you're using this argument against people who are modding the game on PC. I wonder why. Silencer Muto says that it's trash and it defeats the whole game design. Ah yes, because a cosmetic for the web wings defeats the entire game design. 100% of the main campaign is ruined, everything from the boss fights, to the story, to the character arcs, to the combat, to literally everything. All ruined, all because someone decided to mod a cosmetic for the web wings. No, you're objectively incorrect here. And again, if it bothers you so much, here's an idea. Just don't download the mods. Hey said, motherfuckers just wanted a good flight simulator this entire time. I see the vision now. No, motherfuckers on PC wanted Marvel Spider-Man 2, and that is what was sold to us. However, the beauty about PC gaming is that we're not limited to the product that was sold to us. We actually have a degree of freedom, and if we want to change certain elements within the game, or tweak certain elements, or if we want to completely change it from the ground up, we are within our right to do so. This is a feature that we have and you don't have. I honestly don't know what to say at this point. Danielle says, why do you have to mod a game? Do you buy a movie and change the actors? What about the original vision? Hey Genius, I hope you realize that mods are completely optional, meaning that if you want to play the vanilla version of the game and experience what was sold to you by default, yeah, you can do that. Likewise, being on PC, you have the option to completely change the game and make it as batshit crazy as you like. Do you want to play as Peter Parker without the Spider-Man suit for the whole adventure? Yeah, you can do that. Do you want to play as Venom for the entire game? Yeah, sure. Do you want to change MJ's face? Yeah, you can do that as well. Do you want to get rid of that dog shit toothpaste suit that Miles has in the final battle? Yep, consider it done. The thing I find funny about this is that if the developers really gave a shit about restricting people from modding the game, then they wouldn't have brought it to the PC to begin with. They would have just kept it on the PlayStation. Weirdly, the only people who seem to give a shit about tweaking the developer's intent or messing around with the product that the developers created is you. The PlayStation 5 fanboys are the only ones that are mad about that. Everyone else seems to be in agreement that this is really freaking cool. Edu says PC gamers are already destroying Spider-Man. No, PC gamers aren't destroying Spider-Man. If anything, that would be Sony for buying the rights to a character that they didn't originally create and restricting it to their platforms. Like, seriously, the idea that Sony is going to restrict one of the most iconic superhero franchises of all time to their platform is fucking stupid. If anything, I would argue that they have caused more damage than Spider-Man than PC gamers. Especially since when you think about it, this logic doesn't make any sense. So PC gamers love Spider-Man so much that they are willing to inject some new life and attempt to preserve the game by allowing you to mod it, by allowing you to tweak certain elements, by allowing you to change like fundamental aspects of the gameplay like the combat, affecting things like the traversal, or giving you small quality of life improvements. And somehow that equates to ruining Spider-Man to you? Because at the end of the day, modding the game doesn't really do much. At the end of the day, you can play the entire game on PC with no mods. Like, again, if mods really upset you this much and you need Daddy Sony to wipe your tears, you can just not install them. It's really that simple. Ovu says, this is why good games don't launch on PC. I love how you're saying this and you're framing modding like it's a bad thing, when no, it's an objectively good thing, because it gives people a lot of freedom, and it allows people to get more enjoyment out of a game that they bought. Because at the end of the day, that's why they bought the games, to be entertained. So if they can get more out of the game, then surely that's a good thing. The copium is honestly next level. Like, it sounds like he's just butthurt that all of his beloved PlayStation games eventually come to the PC one way or another. God of War on PC, Uncharted, it's come here. Ratchet & Clank, yep, that's here. Last of Us, yep. And now Spider-Man, that's here as well. It kind of just sounds like he's jealous, honestly. Sammy says, so it's not even Spider-Man anymore then? What a shite mod. Hey Genius, I hope you're aware that when Peter is using the web wings, it's still Spider-Man, right? The same can be said for when Miles uses the web wings. The only difference being is that the wings now look like Venom's. And the funny thing is that Venom was also playable in vanilla Spider-Man 2. So, really, what is your argument? Todre says, so you don't want to play Spider-Man. Ah yes, the PC community modding Spider-Man means that they don't want to play Spider-Man, even though they wouldn't go out of their way to create mods for Spider-Man if they didn't want to play Spider-Man with those mods. Go back to school. Chicken posts a meme from The Simpsons where I'm assuming a bunch of PlayStation guys are trying to get the PC guy to admit that the PlayStation version of Spider-Man 2 is better, which I find is laughable given that the PC version isn't the most optimized thing in the world, yet it still has better performance figures than that of the PlayStation 5 version. Like, the PlayStation version has been out for a year and a half, and the frame rate caps between 30 and 60 respectively. Whereas the PC version has been out for a week at the time of making this video, and you can already far surpass 60 FPS. And the PC version, for context, is quite glitchy and buggy and is not all that well optimized. Yet it still surpassed the PlayStation 5 version. And that's not even factoring in texture packs or mod support and all of those lovely extra things that comes with being a PC gamer. So yeah, you can take the PlayStation 5 and shove it up your... Ending the video with a longer one, AbQ says that PC gamers should be ashamed of trying to mod the efforts made by the devs. They intended you to play the game their way and you should play it that way. PC is the trashiest community for trying to change what the developers intended. Oh, and you spelt change wrong, by the way. Like, I don't know where this argument is coming from. The idea that you shouldn't mod a game just because developers don't want you to mod it. First of all, where are you getting your source? I would love to know where you got that information from, that developers don't want people to mod their games, which is all the more funny given the fact that developers are frequently coming out nowadays saying that console gaming is holding back the gaming industry. So I highly freaking doubt that game developers are saying that they don't want you to mod their games. I think that's just PlayStation 5 fanboys that don't want their beloved games to be modded. Look, I understand you're part of a dogshit platform and you don't have that many reasons to own a PlayStation 5, and now Spider-Man 2 has been snatched from your fingertips. But again, why are you guys getting so mad over this? Like, surely you should just be happy that more people are able to play Spider-Man 2. Which is a game that you all presumably like, since it was one of the main selling points to getting a PS5. Yet no, you are instead butthurt that the PC community is doing their thing. And no, the PC community is not a shite community for modding a game, especially when Spider-Man 2 had glaring issues that needed to be fixed. Or at the very least, the community believed should be fixed. But anyways, that's all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this fairly different video. Shout out to my recent members, you guys are awesome, and thank you for the continued support of the channel. Moral of the story, don't be a PlayStation 5 fanboy, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Take care.